Hello everyone, today I'm going to be talking about how to learn Sanskrit. Now, there are different ways to learn Sanskrit, but the thing that it could be is that you may be learning Sanskrit the wrong way. So basically, now to guide you to how to learn Sanskrit, I've collected some of the points here. And the first point is, forget everything. And this is the most important one. It's the most important point. You should forget everything before learning Sanskrit. So basically what it happens if you have a garbage of knowledge in your mind, and it's going to influence the thinking or influence the knowledge that you have. It's going to intermingle with your existing knowledge, and it's going to be a little bit of mess in your mind. Due to that, what it happens is that it's going to influence the knowledge you have. It's going to intermingle with what you learn. You're going to be confused. For example, phonetics. In phonetics, if it is largely influenced by your regional language, and then what is going to happen? It's going to be harder for you to process the information that you get, because in your regional language it can be different, right? But Sanskrit phonetics can be different from your language. So basically the first point is to forget everything. And what you should do is start from scratch. That is the best way. Start from scratch. So this is the first point. So let's go to the second point. Now, since I've talked about phonetics here, the second point is to start with or from phonetics. It is also called Shiksha Shastra. So Shiksha Shastram. So you should start with Shiksha Shastra, because if you do not know how to pronounce the varna, pronouncing basically the fundamental varna, what is going to happen? It's going to be very hard for you to process as some of the Sanskrit rules. So basically some of the Sanskrit rules are entirely based in pronunciation, entirely based on phonetics. So basically they are some of the Vedic Anga. This is Jyotisha. This is Shiksha. This is Vyakaranam. Shiksha Ghranam tu Vedasya Mukham Vyakarana Smritam. So basically that is the thing. The first thing that I am suggesting you to do is to start from the nose, is to start from the Shiksha and then Vyakaranam. After that you can go everywhere here for the Vedangani. So the third point that I want to make is, the third point is, do not use the cultural context. Now it is the same first point. Use the cultural context of your language. It may be false for all of the Indian languages right there, because the cultural context with Sanskrit may match. The thing is that it is better not to do that, because it is going to confuse things up. So because of that, new organizations like Samskrita Bharati, what it has done is it removed all the cultural context. Because of that, the Sanskrit learning has simplified. The thing is that you cannot understand ancient text if you remove all the cultural context from the language. So you should add after some time. But the cultural context should be the Sanskrit cultural context, not the cultural context of your language. So the fourth one is Sanskritize your environment. So this is also the most important thing that you should do. The first one is make a Twitter account and just to speak Sanskrit in Twitter. Speak Sanskrit and follow Sanskrit people in Twitter, just to speak in Sanskrit. So a big chunk of my knowledge has come from Twitter, although Twitter is a very toxic platform, so you should not be political there. The thing that you should be doing there is speaking Sanskrit. So although it just means writing Sanskrit, not really speaking. And another one is find people who speak Sanskrit, like me. So if that is the case, then what is going to happen is that the prayoga kaushalam is going to increase. भाषा कौशलं तु वर्धेत एव किन्तु प्रयोग कौशलमपि वर्धेत एतेन. So that is basically the thing. And another point I want to make is that while Sanskritizing your environment, if you didn't find any people, then what you should do is talk with yourself. So if you talk with yourself, it's going to be better. And let's move towards the last point that I want to make, is that acknowledge the complexity of the language. The complexity of the language. So if you don't acknowledge the complexity of the language, you're not going to learn it better. So after acknowledging, you should not be overwhelmed by the language. You should go slowly. And it's not true that all of the features in Sanskrit are to be used by you all the time. Only some of the features can be used because our human brain is limited. But the language Sanskrit is unlimited basically. It's out of the human mind. The human mind cannot capture all the Sanskrit stuff. So the thing that you should do is acknowledge the complexity. Sanskrit is not an easy language. It is one of the most difficult languages in the planet. But it is one of the most organized languages as well. So due to that, you can find connections between words very easily than other languages. So because of that, it makes Sanskrit easy as well. But the thing is that the thing that makes Sanskrit very hard is the heritage of Sanskrit. Heritage that we have collected since maybe, I don't know, we've collected for around 2000 years, maybe, I do not know, for classical Sanskrit. And for Vedic Sanskrit it's going to be older, 4000, 5000, I really do not know what's the number. And we should not go with the number because it is a controversial thing to say a number. So basically the numbers are not the thing that we are interested in. The thing that we are interested in is the language and the heritage that we have in Sanskrit. And that is the thing. That is the thing that makes Sanskrit very complex. But if you just look at the root and the grammar of the Sanskrit is very organized and scientific, and due to that it's going to be easier to understand Sanskrit. And the thing is that in big letters, I want to write it here, is that Sanskrit makes sense. So this is the main reason that you're going to get, which is going to fascinate you because there is no any other languages that's going to make sense as much as Sanskrit does. So basically this is the thing. This is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe the channel. I know this video is garbage, but I've made it just for testing my graphics tablet. Thank you everyone. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you. All right.